Let's take a look at how to find the area between two curves using Wolfram Alpha. Once we have that established, then we'll get into some different applications. What we have in each of these first three examples are some particularly uglier functions that would be a bit of a pain to work by hand, but we can see how using Wolfram Alpha can make this pretty straightforward. So in example 1, we want to find the area bounded between those two given graphs. So we can ask Wolfram Alpha to calculate the area between e to the 0.5x and 1 over x for x equals 1 to 2. So what's nice about this is we are evaluating integrals, but we don't have to type in any particular integral notation or wording. We don't really have to set up the problem. Wolfram Alpha will automatically interpret which function is taking on the larger values and set that problem up for us. So we'll get our result, in this case about 1.446, and we'll also get a picture of what's happening. So we've got the graph of e to the 0.5x and the graph of 1 over x and that shaded region, that area between the two curves that we're calculating. In example 2, we want to do the same thing, but for two different functions. In this case, e to the negative x and the square root of the natural log of the absolute value of 2x. So we can type this in as SQRT, shorthand notation for square root, and then in parentheses, ln for natural log, and then to get that absolute value bar, at least on my keyboard, above the enter key, if I hold shift and there's a forward slash, above that, on that same key when you hold shift, you get that vertical line. So we can put those vertical bars around the x, or actually around 2x, for x equals 4 to 6. So what we're seeing is some of the nasty calculations that had to go on there to get this result, but we have our area of about 3.014. And again, a picture going along showing us that area in between that we're calculating. The last example is a little bit different in the sense that it doesn't give us an upper and lower bound for x. All we're given are just these two functions. But again, this is something Wolfram Alpha can interpret and take care of for us. So we want the area between e to the x and negative 2x squared minus 7x. So we're not inputting any specific domain restriction. Since we don't do that, Wolfram Alpha will automatically find where these two functions intersect with each other and just find the area for any shaded region in between the two curves. So in this case, we get that picture showing the area that we're finding. So it's the area bounded between these two curves where they intersect at these 2 points. An area of about 13.386. And in addition to this, it's outputting the integral statement that's actually being evaluated to get this and giving us the upper and lower bounds. So right here we have these two graphs intersect on the left at negative 3.5 and intersect on the right at about negative 0.1. So it's giving us the x coordinates for where those points intersect as well.